Hey guys, welcome back to the shop here at Tennessee Rustic. Today we're going to be talking about stain. Now, I personally like using Minwax. I use it quite a bit. This is my golden pecan that I keep around for various things. But I have various other colors, but I also like keeping some of this Minwax pre-stained wood conditioner. And we're going to see how much of a difference does it actually make when you're staining your wood. So, for example, I have this piece right here. This is a piece of scrap Baltic birch I have, and it may be kind of hard for you to see in this picture, but right here, this is actually treated with wood stain conditioner. The rest of it is just left raw. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a darker colored stain. We're going to take this ebony and we're going to stain it and set it aside, and we're going to see exactly how much of a difference that's going to make. While it's drying, we'll be working on another part of the video. Then we'll go back and look at it here in a little bit. So you always want to use a glove when you're working with stain. I've learned in the past, if you don't have good protection on your hands, the stain it will stain your skin, and it does take a while for that to come off. So we're going to take this piece right here, and we're going to take our ebony stain, which I have spilled, and we're going to take just a little bit of stain, and we're just going to stain both of these the same, so that way there can be no difference in between the way they look. So let's set that aside, and we'll come back to that here in a little bit. So, on to our next part of the video. So, there are times that you don't always find the color that you want. Um, Maybe you got a special project you're working on for your kid's bedroom or something. Um, you may not always find exactly what you are looking for. So, what you can do is you can make your own stain. So, we're going to work on making our own stain today. So here I have these apple barrel paints. You can get these at Walmart. I've got blue, red, and some Tennessee orange. We're going to make some Tennessee orange. So I've got 3 pieces of wood here that we're going to work with. And I already have the wood stain conditioner applied to each one of those. So let's get into making our wood stain. So I've got these glass jars. I got these at Dollar Tree. We're not going to be making that much just for this video. And we've got the lids for them as well. You also want to have some lacquer thinner. Now I grabbed this at Walmart when I went and got my paint earlier. So we're going to use a little bit of that as well. So all you've got to do is put just a little bit of your paint in each one. You don't need a lot. And we're going to be mixing this at a pretty close to a 50-50 ratio, although we don't have to be exact. There's our blue. There's our orange. And there's our red. Now, before you open up this lacquer thinner, I'm really going to suggest that you do this outside. I'm out here in my garage and it's pretty open. The lacquer thinner does have a odor. It can potentially be harmful if you are breathing it. So make sure if you're going to do this, you do it outside or in a very, very well ventilated area that you're not going to have to worry about the fumes. So we're going to take just a little of our lacquer thinner and we're going to pour just a little bit in each one. And we're going to put this back out of the way so we don't accidentally knock this over. Then we just want to take our 3 lids and seal all of these off. And we're going to give each one of them a shake just to mix it up. Okay, now let's go back and let's put on another pair of gloves. And we're going to get a little wipe off rag so we can get all the excess off of our gloves. So here we got our 3 pieces of wood, and we're going to put a little bit of stain on each one. We're going to open up our orange. Now keep in mind that even though you are making different color stains, that your color is not going to be exactly what the paint is that you're using. It is going to thin out. So it is going to be a little bit more transparent, but when you are sanding something, generally you want uh, the the grain and stuff in the wood to still show through. So there is our blue, our orange. You know what? As a Tennessee fan, we better not put that blue and orange next to each other, or somebody might assume that we're Gator fans. There is our blue. And now we're going to go for our red. And I'll never claim to be a master at staining, but it is really hard to work with these little thinner pieces of wood. I do like using these rags. They're basically uh, t-shirts white t-shirts that are cut up that you can buy in a big bag at Lowe's, or I assume probably Home Depot as well. So there's that. Now, just so we don't spill this, let's go ahead and close these off. These stains that you create, you could probably keep these around for a while. I would say that as long as if they do start drying out, you could probably just put a little bit more lacquer thinner in them later on, and it should help. Um, but there you are. I mean, it's pretty easy to do, um, and as long as you were, doing everything correctly, then you should have a pretty good end result. So it's not exactly, obviously, but I mean, it's. I've bought several different blues at the store, and I can never find one that I actually like. A red, you can usually get the Minwax has a Sedonia that actually turns out pretty well, but sometimes you want it to be a little bit brighter, especially for a project that we got that's going to be coming up here in a couple weeks. We're going to want a really good red for that, so you can see that as well as this good old pastel orange, because This is actually jack-o'-lantern, and it may not be exact, but I think for a lot of things that you want to do, this is actually going to turn out really well. You can see how that's pretty close. So there we have it. That is how you make your own custom stain. So it's not really hard to do. You just need a little bit of lacquer thinner, and these paints you could probably get better latex paints, and you could probably get a little bit more of a better turnout. These are acrylic paints, and I think these right here, this is two fluid ounces, is 58 cents at Walmart. We just bought them this morning. The lacquer thinner was, I believe, less than $9. So for less than $10 a piece, you could have really big containers of your own custom colors of stain. So now let's set this aside and let's go back to our first piece that we stained originally. So you can see right here, if you can see, it's a little bit hard to tell where we actually had this brushed on. It actually seems to be a little bit more uniform. It's you can see it's more blotchy right here. This is the area that we didn't put it on, and this right here is just a little bit more even. Um, so does pre-stain conditioner work? Yes. Also keep in mind this is a piece of uh, cheap uh, 1/8 inch Baltic birch that I use with my laser machine. So when you're actually using bigger pieces of wood, um, like some of these more rustic panels and stuff, which I'm going to be working on a project probably here in the next couple of days. Once we use that on here, it's actually going to look a lot better. So that's it for right now, guys. Like I said, it's pretty easy to do. A lot of these things that we're going to try to teach on this channel are not really that complicated, but just for just a few dollars, you can make your own custom stain. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you don't care, please like and subscribe. I'll be making new videos all the time. And if you got any questions or comments or anything, please feel free to reach out. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.